Welcome back to Accurately Making YouTube Gaming. We're just hanging out on Dayz for a while. I'll be playing some 50x. So. It's scratching my head. The bones are gone. Gosh. I was gonna cut this guy up. So it goes to it goes to show, or it goes without. If you've watched my previous stream today or last night, you probably know that I probably haven't gone to sleep. You would figure, and that'd be correct. I haven't went to bed yet, and it's already 8:30 in the morning. So, in order to fix my sleep schedule, so I can sleep at night times and get up at daytimes, I am trying to stay up all day. Which I just freaking yawned, so it's gonna be hard. But whatever. And try to keep myself busy and I want to stream it and crap like that. So it's all good. Don't know how that worked, but that's cool. That guy rage quit. Now it's the crappy part. Pretty much got everything else down pat. Right. It's just this jump right here. Actually there's 3, but yeah. I'm not very good at them. And there's pretty much no way around it either. There's no way to cheese it or anything. In the stream that didn't save because the internet crapped out, we were gonna put a fence kit from here to there, right? And like you'd have an extended jump period, so it'd be an easier jump, right? Well, I fell off around uh, I fell off around there when I shorted the jump and fell to my death with all the crap we needed for fence kits. That sucked, but yeah. I'm probably gonna die right here, so. Yep. So I jumped too late on that one. Let's try to crouch jump it next time. As soon as the rain stops on the 50X, I'm going back on there. Give it about 30 minutes. I don't know. I was driving a car all up in there, so on where we stashed the cars, so I want to keep it on low profile. Oh, and also, uh, we are there's a Daisy clan, but it's not. It's primarily Daisy, but it's just basically like a Daisy group of people that are friendly with each other. I wouldn't say friends, but friendly to each other. Um, it's called the Survivors Legion. It's for like when you're like let's say Daisy, but it can be for like space engineers and whatever else. Play PS5 only. But the thing about it is, let's say you're on Daisy and then you keep on dying to these 17-man clans, right? Don't matter if you're unofficial or whatever, but and you're a solo, and all your experiences joining somebody is well, my first experience was I first joined somebody. Uh, I joined someone's team, which was like a Daisy group or whatever. They had their own Discord and all that crap, I think. Uh, and one of their members said, or no, um, I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you about how I met them. But anyway, so I was just on the coast on Chinaris official. Then all of a sudden, this guy texted me because you can invite people to group chats and crap. And they were like, "Are you new?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." Because that's when I was pretty fairly new to the game. And he said, uh, "Where are you? We can meet up." I thought I was about to be killed or whatever. But anyway, so we decided to meet up with each other. And we was going to meet up in Berezino. So I went to Berezino, and all of a sudden they were all friendly, and they gave me the best gear in the game, AURs, all this other stuff, and official AUR and official. At that time, I was like happy to get a freaking pistol. I was pretty new, and I didn't know how to build or anything. So I joined them, me and Ghost Cutter, which is my dad. So we joined them, and then so we went to their new base location because one of their members said they hated Livonia. They didn't like it. So too early, I guess. They hated Livonia. They didn't like it. So they changed servers to Chinaris because of that guy that said he didn't like it. Uh, and the people that joined was me, another guy, and two other people. So we went to their base, right? And they had like this little we were driving in separate cars, and you had this one guy, and I swear he was like drilling us, or like not drilling us, but asking us questions about who we were, what our experiences were on Dayz, and stuff like that. And they were like, you have to say your name, your real life name, and crap like that. Like Duke, we play with him a lot. Maybe not streaming that often or videos, but you can see him in some of the Daisy ones, I think. Like Fun on, or yeah, you can see him on Portray Z. Played with him on that, and Fun on GTA number 4 at the end of that video. But anyway, we play with him a lot. Uh, and we played with him. We were friends with him. We run together on Dayz. He doesn't play Dayz very much anymore, but we didn't know his name until he was ready to tell us, and we had to tell our names to the other group, who essentially for us to be in their clan. or not clan, but group. And then, so after all that was done, we told us that we got our names told and all that crap, which didn't really bother me at the time. I don't care if you know my name. My name's Daniel, and it's a cool name. I like it. It's not like freaking Gary. To all the Garys out there in the world, your name sucks. No offense. You sound like freaking. Every time I think of Gary, I think of SpongeBob. Oh, Gary. Gary the snail. But anyway, back to topic. So, I would, or after telling our names, they drove us back to their. They got all their cars and members, and they headed up to Green Mountain, which if you played Dayz before, you know where that is. It's in Chernarus. The Green Mountain is the big radio tower. It's not too far away from Northwest Airfield. That's where most of the big clans, they like to base up, is Green Mountain. And they had me doing some freaking manual labor you wouldn't even know. I didn't even know how to freaking build or nothing, so they had me out there. I chopped down like 70 freaking trees, bro. And then I said I was gonna go get Ghost Cutter because he didn't come until later. And then I went to go get Ghost Cutter in a car I found. Because before we went to go base up in Green Mountain, we drove all over the map. And the leader of that clan or whatever, his name is Yusuf or something. I don't know. I think it was something like that. Yusuf. He said he knew where all the car spawns were, where the cars actually spawn, not just those freaking dots on I Survive. You spend like 3 hours trying to look for one and not find anything. He knew where they spawned all the time, like 90%. And we found like trucks, cars, whatever. And I claimed the car, so I went to go pick up Ghost in my claimed car. And then, in their mind, it was their car. I was just using it. Then all of a sudden, I crashed into a fence. And before that, I kind of like didn't want to do any more manual labor, slave labor over here. So I crashed into. Bro, it's so awesome. I never make it through there. But anyway, I didn't want to do any more slave labor. So I went to go pick up Ghost, and I crashed into the barriers in Electro because they didn't spawn in. And I guess they were blowing up my Discord, which I had previously made when I was joining their clan, because I had never had Discord before. So the message, "Do you want this app to have notifications on your phone?" It didn't pop up yet, right? So I wasn't getting the messages. So I guess they were been texting me and whatever, thinking I ran off with a bunch of crap. And by the time I seen their messages, when I was going to tell them I wrecked the car, they were already mad. And me, the first clan I joined on Dayz, and everybody was really nice. And I told them that, and they said, they basically kicked me out because I did all that. And I didn't feel very good after that, to be honest. I did not feel good at all. I told Ghost in the passenger seat of the car that we were in, I was like, they kicked me out, and I felt real bad. Like I was trying to make friends on Dayz. This was before I got used to how Dayz works, like betrayals and crap. But I was trying to make friends on Dayz, and all of a sudden they freaking kicked me out. And then So that happened. So that was my first team experience, right? Wasn't very good, but whatever. And then, uh, so after that, I kind of just did my own thing. Been a solo, trying to figure out how to survive, make campfires and crap. Occasionally have those temporary friendships. You know, you find somebody when you're freshies, and then you rise up to freaking mid game on Daisy. Got like guns and crap. And then all of a sudden we run into people and he dies, or we both die, and then you never see him again. Those Daisy only temporary friendships that Daisy seems to match, or that Daisy seems to be perfect with. But yeah, I didn't I didn't join another group for a very long time, and so the whole thing about it is that whole situation kind of like made it to where I didn't want to join any groups because uh, they were just using me so they didn't have to chop down trees or whatever. So that kind of ruined me on teams and groups. But to be honest, um, so hold up. So yeah, that was my first experience uh, with clans and crap or groups on DayZ. Slave labor. So that's nice. There's a lot more details I could put in there, but this is kind of like a commercial for my group. Uh, it's called the Survivors Legion. Basically, DayZ is a very manly game, I think. It has a good community. I think like 90% of the people who play this is men, or 95. So, and I always wanted to have a group of my own. And if you've watched my videos on the exclamation server, Secure Castle, you know that I've been in multiple different factions on that server. So I kind of know how a group works and functions. Uh, so basically the point is I have somewhat experience. Now if you watch my stream last night, you'll see how I did that freaking stupid ambush. I was watching that video and yeah, I made many mistakes. I should have made Marshall give me the M4 and he would I would give him my deagle because I'm a way better shot than he is. Anyway, but like I was saying, the Survivors Legion is a Roman Legion themed DayZ or Space Engineers or survival game group, which it has a military type structure in it. With all sorts of stuff that I can tell you. If you're interested, please contact me by messaging I Cut You Make You Bleed 2. That's I Cut You Make You Bleed 2. And you can message me and I can send you to the Survivors Legion recruitment group. And we can talk around or whatever. And we'll see what you're good at. And if you are there's a standard in this DayZ group, right? It's called the Survivors Legion, and we only accept people that actually know how to play the game, like know how to do things. Now, there's special exceptions, like on different games, right? Like, let's say there's just special exceptions sometimes, depending on your circumstances. like if your family or whatnot. My gosh, I almost didn't make that. But anyway, just casually freaking getting to a really high spot. But anyway, so there's a recruitment standard of you at least have to be somewhat educated on the type of game that we're playing, right? Can't just be like a noob or whatever. And the second requirement is that you have to no, just pretty, I don't know, it's not all ironed out yet, right? Uh, so if you're interested in that, just message me or whatever. And we got Ghost Cutter, Milky Man, Polaris, and me. I don't know if Duke is in this or not. You don't really play Dayz, you play Rust nowadays. We had a bunch of other people, right? Wants to call Prison RP. If you want to see videos on that, it's called The Start of the Legion, or The Beginning of the Legion, and it's a series of, oh my gosh, bro, it's a series of oh my gosh. I don't know what to do now. Okay. It's all good. It's a series of streams on Sakal Prison RP. The good parts weren't streamed though, sadly. But there was a lot of cool parts. One of those cool parts were our base. We had like a city with bunkhouses and everything. But I credit all that to the amazing server owner. His name was Floki. He was cool. And he was a great server owner. It was a prison server, and some of his hires were questionable, but it was pretty cool. I liked it. But the thing about it is, we had started up the Legion on that server, or it was in the works before that. But the peak of the Legion at that point was not the peak overall in its entirety of its timeline. I'm hoping that it's going to get bigger soon. And I'm the leader of it. And, but yeah, the peak of that whole thing was we had we had recruited many people. We had an amazing teammate. His name was Dayz, or Dayz Face, or whatever it was. And then I had this one guy named Notorious. It was pretty shady. It's like you get the good and the bad when you recruit people, right? And Dayz was, or no, not Dayz. Dayz was cool. Dayz is in the video called Fun On Only Up. So he was cool enough to put in a video and everything. But then we just didn't play with him after that. I don't know what happened, but anyway. The thing about it is the Legion hasn't really like got much traction, to be honest. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The server shut down on Floki's Prison RP, and so yeah, that was a problem. So yeah, when the server shuts down, you never know what to freak. But and we never really found a server after that. We tried to do it on official, but it didn't really take off as I had hoped. But when when you make a Daisy clan, bro, it's kind of hard to do that because everyone's like suspicious. Just wondering what your intentions are and crap. And yeah, it's kind of hard to recruit people. But yeah, we have ranks. I can read you off the ranks off the top of my head. It's probably not all the ranks, but there's a trio or tyro, which is the Roman word for trial. So just think of that as a trial. Then you have I have never got to this point, or I always fall at this one point right here. I don't know what the frick to do. I just don't. Yeah, I just really don't know what to do. Is there any way else to go? Don't look like it. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I have no idea on that one. I think I'm gonna take a fence kit up next time. But anyway, the ranks. The first one is trial. I won't say the Roman names because you'll just see them on the Discord if you join. But it makes it easier if I just say the regular English version. But first of all, there's trial. That's when you join, and then there is legionary. So when you're a trial, you have to undergo a series of evaluations to see if you are fit for the legion, and it's basically determine if you're not a noob or not. And then the other one, and once we have determined that you are not a noob, and if you are a noob when you're a trial, if you're a noob and you want to join, right? It doesn't mean you can't. It just means you got to get better before you actually become an official member. So, and unlike everybody else, we have structure for that. We have a structured system to where if you want to get better at the game, you can come with us and we'll help you get better at the game, teach you how to do it, the stuff in multiple different games. And at the end of that, you can join the Survivors Legion, or you can just simply walk away with all that learned. And yeah, but we're pretty friendly. Now, if you're shady, we're not gonna be very friendly to you. But if you're not shady and you're good and you're cool and crap, we're gonna be friends with you. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a hate relationship. I'm not gonna hate you the entire time. But anyway, uh, thing about it is, once you pass the requirements to become in the Survivor's Legion, which you have to be average or above average on most things. It's preferred you being above average, but if you're really good at the game, you'll pass with flying colors. Possibly even skip the first rank, which is Legionary. Legionary is Legionary is the beginner rank, like private. That rank is reserved for, um, like in Dayz, we need someone to drive the spare car when we're moving or something like that. It's reserved for duties that are particularly unsatisfactory to the everyday person. Not slave labor, but more like uh, just duties that need to be done. And certain people, including myself, uh, can put my expertise in something else. Of course, it's not a latrine digger. We'll be going on loot runs and everything, and the loot acquisition legate will assign you on uh, to do loot runs and all sorts of stuff. And once you're a legate, or no, once you're a legionary, the legionary or the legionary is a base rank. It's a base rank. It's private. Now there's two ways you can go about it. Now let's pretend that you are now a legionary in the Survivor's Legion. Now there's two paths you can take in the ranking system of the Legion. You can either be the sniper slash scout, which is everything from finding bases for the Survivor's Legion or scouting out for hours in front of some enemy base or placing landmines, usually individual or independent solo duties with the Lecon Regate, Lecon, I said Regate, the Lecon Legate or your superiors, depending on whatever rank you are in the scouts or whatever rank you are in the recon division. You have to give reports on what you find and all that crap and stuff like that. It's for people that don't really like to really run with everybody, but is happy to be a part of a group. Like they don't get along with people that much, but they still want to be a part of a group that they can be friends with and crap like that. So that's that path. And the other path is the basic path of rank. There's up in that rank there is both paths lead to the command ranks. So it don't matter what path you choose, you'll still become a commander of something in the future if you stick with it long enough. And even when you're not a trial anymore, everyone is evaluated by the command. So let's say you are a scout and you're like being weird about it, like you're not reporting things you should have been, like you got a base of your own people, you're like you're being more independent than you should be, and you're like conversating with other factions on the server, or ones we're at war with and crap like that, then you'll be evaluated and we'll determine what it is for you, like investigations and crap. So it's just all about trust, basically. If you trust us and we can trust you, then it will be good in the long term. But so basically, the base rank will get you fast track, or not fast track, but dang near. Uh, it will get you in the highest. Or no, the base rank is for people that don't really want to be solo because they don't really. They like to play with like-minded people, and they just like to roam in a group and like or build bases or stuff like that. Be more interactive with the community, like the Legion. So that's the first rank, I mean no, that's the base rank system. It's more interactive with the people in the Legion than if you had become a recon or if you had gone into the recon division. These guys suck. But anyway, so the base rank is a very good rank if you're social. Like we don't we don't, and when you're evaluated, we determine how shady you are. So if you're shady, you're not gonna be let in, okay? Like if you're just trying to inside people and take in fours and crap, we're just not gonna let you in. So that's just all there is to it. Our our evaluation period is harsh for some people. It's 2 weeks, and you have to run with us for the 2 weeks. I mean, not entirely every day, but still, we have to like supervisors. But you get to come with us with a gun and crap. You know what I mean? We run together and we evaluate you the whole time. After a lot of experience with doing that 2 week period, we weed out the stones from the gems. And we found some really good people by doing that. People that stick with it. They don't just leave when it gets tough. But anyway, once you the base rank is more like a base, like like a like an a base, like building bases and stuff, and becoming like a soldier in a way, to where we go on raids together. You'll be everybody gets given an assignment from the recon legate, but the yeah, the recon legate would give you a supply acquisition like assignment, and you'd have to go out and get some loot and bring it back. In both divisions of the Survivors Legion, that's both. So if you're just trying to not be in the recon because of that, it's both. So it's unavoidable. But so we've talked about the recon division and we've talked about the recon division and the and the main ranks. Now we get to the officer ranks. Now, if you join the recon, you're not gonna have the the officer rank. It's only gonna be one officer in the entire recon division, and that officer. Someone joined the stream and instantly left. Am I that boring? Anyway, so yeah, I'm not playing at nighttime. But anyway, the recon has like two officer units. So I mean, yeah. Anyway, we get to the officers. So the officer, the officer tier, there's three tiers. There's regulars, officers, and legates. Legates are a part of the command of the Legion. They go over all the workings. They go in separate voice chats to discuss what's the future of the Legion and crap like that. The officers are in charge of everything being smoothly or running smoothly, and they get their orders straight from command, and they make everything run very smoothly, and they're like a well-oiled machine. And of course, when I talk about tiers, I don't mean that there's an actual emotional disconnect from the people in different tiers. A legate can be friends with a legionary if he wants. We're not gonna snub you just because you're a lower rank, like other people do. Actually, other people don't even have ranks. They're so unorganized, it's ridiculous. I don't really like that, but it could be a good thing or a bad thing. But basically, the the officers of the Legion, I just told you about that. Okay, there's an opportunity, a little branch off the main tree on the officers part of it. You can become a Praetorian Guard. And if you're wondering what that is, a Praetorian Guard in the Roman Legion is, or no, in the Roman Empire, a Praetorian Guard was the Emperor, no, Caesar's personal bodyguards. And the title of the leader is called Caesar or Commander of the Legion. Uh, so yeah, basically that job would just be sticking by me the whole time, just making sure that me or the legates, depending on what assignments you're given by the Caesar himself or the commander of the Legion, you 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 only it's like a higher rank than any officer or most officers at in that rank. But there's no opportunity to advance fat or farther than that rank. You can be a Praetorian Guard, and you can be the captain of the Praetorian Guard, but you cannot be a legate after that point. So if you don't really care about command or you think you can't do it, Praetorian Guard is good for you. Or the captain of the Praetorian Guard is also good for you. You can be in charge of the best gear possible, and you don't really have to go on. You don't have to go on loot runs. You just keep the legates and the commander safe, which you back them up when they go on raids and crap. You know what I mean? You're like a little private military inside the main legion. Now there can be infinite amount of Praetorian guards, so yeah. But anyway, after the officers tier, there's the legates. Now, the officers tier, the spots in that are limited, but the legates, there can only be one legate at a time uh, per division. And what I mean by that is that there's like 5 legates. I'll tell you all 5 and what they mean. So the first legate is the base legate, not as in base like foundation. I mean where you live, or the base that we build. They are in supply, or they are in charge of supply acquisition. They are in charge of base building in general. Uh, they 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 are also in charge of making sure no one steals and crap. Like just the whole base diplomacy, basically. Making sure no one does anything that's not supposed to be inside a base. The base is their jurisdiction. They have all the say in base. Of course, the Caesar has all say over everything, but when it comes to the base legate, he has all the say and all the power, excluding the Caesar, or the leader. Alright, so we got that out of the way. Now the second legate you can be is the recon legate, which unfortunately the requirement for that is you have to go if you did not pick the recon division when you were a legionnaire, then I'm afraid you cannot be a recon legate, because when you're in there you get extra training on how to become stealthy and undetectable and all sorts of fun stuff that you wouldn't be trained if you were like a Praetorian Guard. My voice is going out. But anyway, so you cannot be a recon legate if you did not pick the recon division. Anyway, the explanation of the recons division is that when you are a recon legate, you are in charge of the reports. You are in charge of like a person in the recon division going rogue. You are basically the personnel acquisition team if they go rogue. So you go out there, kill them, or do diplomacy, take all their stuff that they borrowed from the Legion to do that assignment, and you take it back because it'd be your fault. As the recon legate, you are personally in charge of every single on-duty active personnel in the field at all times. You are in charge of relaying the reports and stuff like that. You also organize the assignments, like camping out someone's base, placing landmines in a certain spot, like stuff like that. Other stuff, of course, with like ghillie suits and stuff like that. Maybe potentially going on other servers, and doing stuff like that. But anyway, so I gave a poor explanation to the recon legate because I have to read back up on my notes of what your responsibilities are and stuff like that. But finally, we get to number 3, which is the what is number 3? Where's my phone at? I'm gonna get my phone and tell you. Whatever, I left my phone out there. Never mind. So, the next one up, I remember now. It's called the Troop Legate. Now, the Troop Legate is in charge of all military-related commands, They're in charge of everything that goes on with the soldiers, the legionaries, everything you possibly think of that relies on military strategy and stuff. It's like the main general. It's like a 5-star general, is what the troop legate is. So just think of a general and he commands his army. That's what a troop legate is, and he's over every issued command over everything regarding the military and diplomatic military relations. So yeah, the fourth legate is called a chapter legate. Let's say you're in the Survivors Legion, and we're an official Chinaris official, the ones with the 4 zeros. Let's say we're in that server. Then all of a sudden, your buddies on another server say, oh, we're on official number 4566. And you just want to play with them really bad. But you also want to be in the Legion. And you want to spread the influence of the Legion. You want to make it grow and be like a team player, you know what I mean? Then as long as everybody, all the legates agree, and we get authorization from the leader himself, you can become a chapter legate. This is like creating your own Survivors Legion on a different server or different game. Of course, the Caesar has control over all the legions in the Legion. He controls over many different legions. And you can be the commander of your own legion, and that is called being a chapter legate. You can have your own chapter of the Legion somewhere else, right? In school, I thought it was cool. In school, I had the Diamond Dogs, which I got that name. It was like a team of people, of kids. We'd go around and make sure no bullying was happening. And I thought it was really cool. And we had a command structure, like I was the leader and I had a second in command, and everybody else was just soldiers in the army of the Diamond Dogs. And somebody in the Diamond Dogs, a soldier, because I don't remember him, he really liked it. So when he transferred to another school because of problems at home, I guess, he actually started his own Diamond Dogs and stuff like that, and they did pretty well. So that's where I get information. So there was basically 2 Diamond Dogs in 2 different schools. So I thought that was cool, and that's where I get inspiration from, the chapter legate. So if you think it's cool and you want to do your own, as long as you're at a certain rank officer of the Survivors Legion, you'll be put in review and evaluation. And if you really want to, and if we all agree, all the legates have to agree in a meeting, then you can become a chapter legate. Now, if your chapter fails, that kind of sucks. You can be let back in, but yeah. But anyway, the next legate, which that's number 5, I think. Legate number 5. I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember legate number 5. I know it's something. I just gotta remember. Legate number 5. There's another one, but basically, I noticed that, look at the freaking the 3 Stooges over here. I bet they're not even gonna get past the tubes, bro. You look at all his friends died, and he's just contemplating his life decisions. But anyway, the fifth legate, it's called the diplomatic foreign relations, internal and foreign relations. This is the legate. Let's say you have the Survivors Legion on a server, community server, or an official one, and there's this other massive group on the server. It's your job to relay the instructions from the leader, the Caesar, and the Caesar will give you a directive, and it is your job to achieve that goal of diplomatic status with the other party in question. Like if there's a 15-man clan, I don't want to go with a 15. I don't want to go to war with a 15-man clan. So it is your job to make that not happen. It's your job to keep up friendly status. So if someone's going over there and killing them, it is your job to reprimand them and report them to the troop legate or whoever, recon legate, depends on who it is. It is your job to maintain peace. So, or maintain whatever directive that the leader has given you. And yeah, in wartime, that's why it's called the foreign and internal affairs legate. You can if someone has a, let's say someone killed somebody and he got an M4, and then all of a sudden the next day their M4 is gone. It is your job to look into that if they report it and say, hey, this is a problem, and you gotta solve it like a detective. You solve the internal affair, because no one wants a simple theft becoming something real major and someone leaves the Legion or something else, because then we're all gonna point our fingers at you. Of course, in special cases we won't, like if it's understandable, but if there was something that could have been done and the internal affair legate did not do that, like it did not do his job, then that's your fault, basically. That's your fault entirely. So you could have stopped that from happening in the first place, but you didn't do your job. So the internal and the foreign affairs legate is in charge of the social and the overall goings of the Legion, and is a very vital part of the whole thing. It keeps everybody happy and makes it to where if something happens to somebody, the victim in that situation will know that there will be something done about it, and there'll be no favoritism whatsoever in that job or position. But we are in overall the Legion. We are the Survivors Legion promotes anti-woke / freedom of speech policies. So I don't care what you say. It's freedom of speech. It's not me. That does not mean I endorse or any way believe in what you say, but it still doesn't mean I'm going to hate you for it. You can still be in the Legion and you say the most foul things imaginable. I don't care. I really don't. This America, United States of America, is such a great country because of freedom. And the soldiers in the United States military in all these wars did not die for nothing. Now that might sound cringy to you if you're some babyface fat loser that thinks communism is better for America because you're too lazy to go out and get a job. But anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, that's how we do things. We're in no way of that. So, and I'll just throw it out there because it needs to be said. I am a Christian, so I'm not like no freaking devil worshiper crap. You know what I mean? I'm a Christian, so I hold some Christian values. I try the others, but you know, so sometimes it just don't work out. You know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, I hope that after freaking how long is it? An hour of talking, bro. I hope an hour of talking, and if you watch the whole video, bro, if you watch the till this part, I am extremely surprised. When it's really late at night, I just go on and on and on about like literally anything, bro. It just don't even matter what I'm talking about. And you just see me talking for hours. But yeah, the current ranking system, Polaris is a trial. Milky Man is a legionary. Mainly because if he betrays me, I know where he sleeps because he's my cousin. Ghost Cutter is my second. Or Ghost Cutter is my head advisor. Also, he's the second in command. I forgot a tier. The very top tier, the high command tier. You got the third in command, second in command, and then you got the Caesar himself. The Caesar can't step down, and the second in command can take his place. But basically, a Ghost Cutter, 101 if you watch my videos before you know him, he is the second in command. And so there's only 4 people right now, which is a horrible number for all the ranks and crap. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that in the future it will become a higher number, which it will. I'm not going to give up on it. The thing about it is, after saying all that, I hope you guys, my viewers, whoever decides to click up on the video, right, can see that and determine whether or not they would like to join. And if you will, and if you want to, like I said earlier in the stream, just tell me via PlayStation chat. My username is I cut you make you bleed 2. Yeah, and I'll see about getting you invited to the recruitment chat, and we can talk in there, and we can see how good you are in the thing, and we can see what your voice sounds like. Because if you're a squeaker, yeah, squeakers, yeah, they have a harder time getting in, but not entirely possible or impossible. Just depends on if you're a survivor or not. If you're not a survivor, you're not going to get into Legion. But we do offer training programs, so it's all good. So after all that said, I hope that clears up a few things. And yeah, yeah, it's probably the longest recruitment ad you possibly ever heard. But yeah, I'll probably be promoting this in a short-term manner or way later on down the road. But yeah. So if you ever look on my streams and see the beginning of the Legion, that's what the Legion is. And if you ever hear it in the future, of Legion stuff, Survivors Legion, and the word of Legion or Survivors Legion, you'll know what that means. You'll know that it's a group that I'm the leader of, and we play Dayz and other games together with a military structure. And it's Roman Legion themed. Who would want to be a part of a Roman Legion Dayz faction? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what you're thinking, but that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So that's just all I'm thinking on the subject. So yeah, hope that cleared up a few things. If you're interested, just message me and we'll send you that group chat. Yep. Always looking for new people. Always hiring. Hiring. You don't get paid. Let me put that out there. But yeah, we're always looking for new people. You're like bored or whatever. Oh, I forgot. If you hop on there and we recruit you and you seem cool and you only play for 2 seconds, we're gonna take you off. There's gonna be there are operations that the leader or one of the legates can authorize that are basically tests of inactivity. So if you do not respond to the operation or give a good reason why you cannot participate, then we will remove you or suspend you, depending on your rank in the matter. But yeah. Oh crap. But anyway, that's pretty much all it is. You just gotta be active, which if you like the game Dayz or other games, you should be good with that. And yeah, if you want to play, if you're already in the Legion or you're wanting to be and you want to play other games but you don't know how or you don't have them, I can't cover the costs of the game, but I will teach you how to play it because we're always interested in new players, whether or not whatever. We're glad to teach you about it, and we're glad to teach you about it. So, and to be honest, I remember one time we were playing with Duke. Duke is one of our good friends, and Ghost Cutter gave him enough money to buy the Frostline DLC. So we could play that together, all as one like little team or friend group. I thought that was cool. So we're not like cold-hearted monsters like some of those factions are in Exclamation Server. We're actually cool people that are good at the game, and we would like to like be in a team together. You know, the best team is people that can get along with each other, right? So if you don't get along with anybody, then that's kind of a problem, but not really. Look, if you know how to play the game, you should be fine, and just be like friendly and crap. But yeah, and if you don't get offended easily, that's a plus. Because I don't really say anything too bad. I mean, I have some things that I say that if your hair is purple and you have a nose ring, you probably will get offended if you hear it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, um, yeah, it's just freedom of speech, you know what I mean? I don't really care if people think that they can't. If you get so offended, I don't want to sound like a 70-year-old man right now, but I kind of do. People nowadays get so offended when you even say anything that of their to their disliking. It's like, bro, they used to disembowel people in a public in public, and people used to buy and they used to freaking sell popcorn, bro. It was like a grand spectacle. Like no one, you could not offend anybody if you tried back in those times, bro. Nowadays, if you like, uh, I don't know, look at someone the wrong way, you're immediately canceled by cancel culture or the woke mob. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. It's my opinions on the matter. But I'm not the person that will argue with you all day about just random things. There was this one dude. One of these people over here, they said the N-word, right? I don't know if they were one of our members or whatever. They said the N-word, and it was a pasty white dude. He was not black in the slightest, but he said the N-word, right? And I don't really like that, but freedom of speech, you know what I mean? I don't really care. It's not my problem. It's not like I can tell someone to not say that. I'm not gonna force you to be the way I think you should be. You know what I mean? But anyway, this one guy said, "Oh my gosh, he said the N-word. You should never say that word." But literally, then a couple days later, he was arguing about that same exact. Like he was so offended by that he said all Americans are the same. They're so racist. Oh my gosh, I'm so triggered. I'm like, you just freaking. That's what a loser sounds like, bro. Anyway, uh, basically, it ended up he said the N-word more times. Like one of our guys or whoever said it, he said it one time, right? And I guess after he heard that, rent free inside that guy's head, and then he ended up saying it more times than the guy that he actually said the N-word a lot more times than the person that said it in the beginning. So I don't really care what the frick you think, right? It's I'm not gonna let you live rent free in my head, bro. If you want to argue, that's fine. I'll just agree to disagree. That's okay to me. It's cool to see that we live in a country where Kim Jong Un ain't gonna tell you how to think and how to move or how to speak. You know what I mean? We live in a country where everybody has their opinions and they can share them equally, and that may be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what your opinions are. But I don't really care. Agree to disagree. It's a free country. Now, if you were to say that on PlayStation chat or directly messaging PlayStation, and they'd probably ban you from every freaking game in existence. That's how bad censoring is, but like for real, I don't really care. I'm not one of those people. But yeah, I remember the second plan. It's story time with iCut. Okay, deal with it. I remember the second group, the Dayz group I've ever joined. At that point, I was pretty new to Dayz, and I was like a little snowflake to Dayz. I wasn't used to how people talk and crap. Like when someone calls me the N-word and says I should kill myself on Dayz nowadays, I'm like, oh, that's great, cool, awesome, that's great, man. See you later. It's like, it doesn't faze me at all, man. Not a bit. But back then I used to be real, like I used to want to make friends on Dayz and crap, and every little thing would not feel very good. Of course, that's just normal people, you know what I mean? I don't know. it's just whatever nowadays. I just think of it as just one of those things in the Daisy community. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's just whatever. But anyway, like I was saying, the second faction I ever joined, bro, was this faction. Like, I don't remember if it was the exclamation server I was playing or what. I don't even know, bro. All I remember, all I remember is that on top of the hospital in Electro, there was these two guys up there, bro. And I went behind them and I was like, "Hey, I'm friendly," and crap like that. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, they were trying to kill this one guy in a house. And so after that, I was like, "Oh, you guys are so cool." Anyway, they ended up killing the guy in the house, right, with their snipers and crap. They got the best gear in the game, and probably because it was a community server, to be honest. But the leader of that one was called Virtual GX. He was cool. You know how the Discords have those face reveals? He looked like straight up pothead, bro. His voice didn't match his face. Let's just say that. And I died again. Okay, that's nice. But anyway, his voice didn't match his face, clearly. So, and if you're wondering why I keep dying on that and then trying to come back, it's important to master the course because, yeah, you don't just want to die or luck it, have good luck all the way up it, right? You want to have you don't want to die every freaking jump, and you don't want to have luck when you go up it. You want to master it, see where to jump, and all sorts of stuff like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, virtual GXD. So we he invited me to his Discord, which at that point I already had a Discord since the other people kicked me out. And I had to make a Discord account just for them. And their faction was called the MSF. It was a really cool military-like name, and the Discord was real organized. They had a lot of people. They had ranks and all this sorts of whatever. I don't think they had ranks. I don't know. They were really organized. Pretty sure they did have ranks. They had little side groups that were so big. But yeah, it was fun. We went on servers, bro. We would raid little castles. Most of the time we would die, but it's all good. We had fun in the end, right? But anyway, we'd go around, do some stuff together. I was in that group for like a couple weeks. Then one day they were all hyped up for official one day. They were like, "Everybody jump on the server." And at that time, after getting kicked out of that one clan or like one Daisy group, the first one that I told you about earlier, I wasn't really interested in official anymore. I didn't really want to survive. Because what's the point? There's no one to play with, and I thought it was a boring mess, right? Nowadays, I'm really good at all the survival mechanic. I can build a base better than most people, but I don't know because I've never seen anybody else build a base except me. I think it's cool. It might be Hawk, but whatever. I don't know. But anyway, at that point, I was pretty new. So when when Virtual GXT and the MSF wanted to go to this new server, I was happy to. There was this new group. They were friendly. They were cool. And they didn't seem like they were like slave laborers or slave masters, bro. They didn't seem like that. So I remember it was in the northern part of Electro. No, no, no. It was the it was towards Balota. You know the apartment buildings uh towards Balota military base, north north northwest of Cherno. They put a base up in those freaking apartment buildings, bro, and stuff like that. Well, they gave me a room and everything like that, and for some reason they built like three gates and that blocked off the entrance, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that was so great. Uh, you did so well." And like today, bro, it's three gates. That ain't well. That sucks. You could have done a lot more than that in that amount of time. Or that's what I'm thinking as I build today. But anyway, the thing about it is uh they built the base and they gave me a room and a chest. I didn't know how to make a crate, so that yeah, they gave me a crate, not a chest. They gave me a crate and a room of my own, and I don't even know. I just didn't really feel Dayz for that. And then on the Discord, they were panicking. They were like, "Hey, we're getting raided. Everybody hop on now." And I was like, I hope they're doing okay, but I'm not gonna join. And I guess that was the nails in the coffin, every single one, because they kicked me off their Discord. And then I was pretty butthurt. One raid I didn't show up to, or one defending a raid I didn't show up to, and they kicked me out, bro. I thought that was a pretty sour thing for them to do. So I told Milky Man, and then all of a sudden, pure luck, right? We see Virtual GXD on the exclamation server. I guess he didn't. I guess the base defense wasn't very successful, and they got raided, and they didn't have a main server anymore. Marshall pulled out a freaking gun and shot the hawk out of him, and then sent a picture through the group chat. He was like, "Revenge for I cut you, make you bleed. Look at this guy. This guy dissed one of our members." At that point, we were just family, like group chat or whatever. Not like old grandpappies invited. This is people that like family members to play the game, crap like that. But yeah, Milky Man got revenge for me, or revenge me. I jumped. I heard him jump, but he didn't jump. Okay, I guess just that's how it works sometimes. Anyway, so, and that's pretty much the end of that. That I haven't seen Virtual GXT in a very long time. I don't know what he's doing now. I don't even know if he has his faction anymore. There was a bunch of people in that faction. I don't know if it's grown or died. I honestly don't even know. I know it wasn't the biggest faction in the world. I know it was cool for me. I used to go on servers and advertise their faction to people. Like MSF rules. Join the MSF today on the intercoms on exclamation. Like if you watch one of my videos where I was like becoming a cop on the exclamation server, I just watch that video but pretend that it's me propagandizing the server with MSF content or MSF propaganda. But yeah, that's my second thing I was in. I got kicked out due to inactivity. And then of course we had let's move on to I don't know if they were third. I don't really remember after that. But I do know that I was a part of the mob. or no, I was a part of the Secure Castle Guards. Bro, that was the most boringest thing, or that was the most boring thing you could ever do with your entire life. Sit in a freaking pre-built or sit in a dang server-built castle all day, every day, for like a week, or like a couple weeks, with this guy named Craven. Bro, his Craven, it was so weird. He would sit up. They purposely made the castle where there was two catwalks, one for lower ranks and one for higher ranks. And Craven would be up there saying, "You guys are so stupid. I hate all of you. You're so below me." And then everybody would gobble up his insults as compliments because they wanted to have a promotion one day. And in that server, if you get promoted, you get a gun, and you can't find those guns in the map. There's only crappy guns in Exclamation Server, unless you get some from the guards. And Craven is just so freaking stupid, bro. He's like, he wants to be his own little god inside of a Dayz server. It's cringy, for real. There's this one part I remember. I was already a red armband at that point. I was a major. And here comes Craven, my least favorite person in that whole castle. He decided to pull out his guitar in real life and put his mic right up near it and sing a song with his guitar. It was the cringiest crap you could possibly think of. It was like, it was so cringy, bro. I died of cringe. I was like, get a day job, and then luckily he didn't hear me. But at that point, I wanted to get high ranks so I could smuggle guns out into the world. And yeah, I would get kicked out for sure if I said that. But the next faction I was in was called the Mob. So I was tired of Craven's crap, bro. I was sick and tired of Craven. Now, there was some cool people in there. There was this girl. She was nice. She helped me out when everybody else was being all freaking mean and crap. Not really mean, but everybody else was being more, I'm higher ranked than you, so we shouldn't be friends. She didn't really care about that. She kind of helped me out with how the faction works and how they do things and stuff like that. And I think her name was Queen something. I don't know. She was one of the higher ranking people. She helped me out, but I guess there's some incident and she didn't like it, so she left, which was a good thing. That faction is still not very good. The only reason that they have members, not because their faction is good, it's because it's the only way to get the high tier guns on that server, because they own the server. Really, have to pay for it every month. But the second but one day I was doing guard duty, which is extremely boring. You should never do guard duty on Exclamation if you've ever played that game, because the server, don't do that. It's not worth it. You just become the slaves of whoever's the higher ups. It's just not an enjoyable experience at all. I just go play official if you want something like that. You can join a group like that's not doing that. But anyway, as my voice box shrimples up and dies, I will tell you about my second faction on that server joining. So their name was the Mob, and they came into the castle one day, and they had these amazing uniforms, because the Secure Castle guards, they were so freaking stingy with the loot that they wouldn't let you have the cool uniforms. The military ones, they let you have this freaking baby diarrhea green with black plate carriers. And if you ever go on a server where they let you dress up and crap, Just try that on, and it looks like Hawk. You look like a Christmas tree, especially with a red armband. And you know what was stupid? The only way to actually get a better uniform is to pay for it with actual real life dollars or euros. I thought that was stupid, really stupid. So, first chance I got when the mob came over to the castle and started poaching members off the secure castle, I inquired about joining. I told this one dude, he was Scottish, he was one of the higher ups. He was like, "Hey, uh, I I don't want to be in this faction anymore, but I'm joining another faction. So can you remove me? Can you remove me as active from the secure castle guards?" You know what he did? The butthurt guy removed me from the Discord completely. Luckily, the mob had their own Discord. But anyway, the mob was uh, the mob history of the mob was like this one dude, right? He had a castle, but or the one dude, he was cool enough with server owners that or server owners and co-owners that he was given a castle for free. And bro, Ian DeBerry and all his friends decided to join, and they basically usurped the ownership of the castle to them. The guy was named Kermit the Frog, who was the actual owner of the castle. But Ian DeBerry was like his second in command, and Ian DeBerry was more popular than Kermit. Kermit was like that silent leader type, and everybody was like on their tiptoes around him. Whatever he said goes. And Ian DeBerry was like the guy you'd speak to. He was the loyal second in command, but he was kind of more popular than Kermit. Oh gosh. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. Uh, so anyway, yeah, Ian DeBerry pretty much was the leader of that one, but Kermit was the official. So Ian DeBerry was a cool guy. I liked Ian DeBerry. I still like Ian DeBerry to this day. We're not friends anymore, unfortunately, because he kicked me out. You'll never guess why. Either way, I was a trial in their group, and I'm pretty sure I passed the trial phase. I don't know. I don't think I ever. I think I did, but in the secure castle guards, they give you a time frame of when you'll be promoted and when you won't. The mob never gave me any sort of time frame, and it was already like 3 weeks. I was still a trial. I didn't know why. It seemed like they weren't even paying attention to me. It didn't seem like they were having any sort of effort to see how I was doing to promote me to an actual member of the mob. So I don't think they ever, yeah, I don't think they ever did. At one point, I looked at or I would get really bored in their castle. I would do guard duty a lot in there to prove that I was something. They had all stars of the server. They had Koza. Played music a lot, like good music. He was British, but like the not exquisite. Oh, hand me my tea. He was like the cool British guy that would stab you in an alleyway if you had the chance. Uh, no offense. If you want to see who Koza was, one of my Fun on Daisy videos, the one where we're all standing on a fence dancing, I think the thumbnail has. I don't know, it's one of my earlier ones. Or middle ones? I don't know. Before I got thumbnails. or figured out how to do thumbnails. That's who Koza was. Then you had like Ian DeBerry, and then you had this one girl, which was Ian DeBerry's girlfriend. She was like the third in command, and I guess she only had joined. It was like favoritism at the highest level, bro. And then you had this one dude, right? He joined at the same exact time I did, and we were doing things together, right? And this guy ranked up a week earlier than me, and I didn't even rank up. I don't even know what the frick was wrong. I was doing everything right, and they still didn't rank me up. So I was just kind of sick of it. I just didn't want to worry about it anymore. And that guy was always complaining about his rank. So they finally ranked him up because he wanted to look cool like everyone else. And when you're a trial, you only get the pants, and you don't get their cool guns like they have. You only get the pants, the uniform. You have to wear your own shirt of whatever you got from the outside world, which ain't much. So after weeks of trying to get promoted, I just quit. I just didn't want to worry about it anymore. And eventually, they kicked me from their clan or their faction for being inactive. And then later on, I looked down at their castle, and then it was just gone. Ian DeBerry's mob, their home, their castle, had got repoed because they didn't pay the bill. I guess I don't know. I heard the story of how they got how they got out of there. I think it was problems with the admins, which is a common theme with other player factions or non-owner factions on that server. They would conflict with the admins, and then things would happen. Usually beneficial to the owner's faction, but we'll get to the owner in a minute. But yeah, that's how I got out of the mob. The rejects is highly documented on my YouTube channel. They're cool. You join them instantly after giving a little. You have to fill out a little thing in their Discord, and then all of a sudden you got an M4 in your hands, and access to all these build materials. And I'm dead again. Okay. I don't know. I got up there 2 times in a row, bro, and I'm having trouble with the most easiest of crap. Anyway, so the rejects were cool. I liked them, but they didn't have no ranks. They didn't have a ranking system. And then they canned the only people I liked. It was this guy named Sniper Elite. He was really cool. There was this other guy, too. They were pretty cool. But I just didn't do that. But anyway, there was this other guys that were really cool, but they killed an admin called Melon. And after that, it was just downhill from there, bro. It was, they got targeted. They got blamed for everything. The admin and player rivalry was at a all-time high. And then all of a sudden, the Sniper called one of the admins, the B word, a female dog. Basically, it's the other word for a female dog. And the admins didn't like that because their heads are too big. Their egos are so inflated, it's ridiculous. They don't know what the freaking insult is because every time they with their big old fat under chins. I don't like the admins in that server. That's why I don't play that server very often anymore. I had big plans. Anyway, they got the server owner, Xenomorph, got pressured into uh the server owner is called Xenomorph. Or no, that's not the server. The owner of the rejects called Xenomorph. He actually was pressured into uh he was pressured into like firing them, making them leave, I guess. So they got kicked out, and then everybody else was just freaking stupid, bro. They were actually official members. We were only trials. Ghost was there too, and they treated us like crap because, or they didn't even talk to us. They didn't want to be friends because we weren't official members. They were. It's stupid crap like that. I hate in a Dayz or any faction. It's like they think they're better than everybody else because they're official members. I don't know why you can't just be friendly with everybody. But I guess that's just me. Because there's a lot of people that's like that. So, and I'd imagine if you were in a clan or a group of some kind, you'd know what I'm talking about. That guy must have fell in rage quit. But anyway. So, I got kicked for inactivity. Who would have guessed? They're still around. I think. I haven't been on that server for a long time. They're still around. They're doing the do. But, yeah, just, I don't really have a good track record for factions that well. So I'm taking all my experience and making my own faction called the Survivors Legion. And I'm hoping that this faction will be able to freaking roll over all the other factions. Just how thought out and organized it is. Two times, bro. Two freaking times. Anyway, so after that, this is recent. Oh, I tried to make my own faction on exclamation server. It was gonna be this big thing. It was gonna be the start up of something great. It was gonna be the grand opening of the Survivors Legion headquarters and training on the exclamation server, which the people in their castles have a massive advantage. And if you could only find BK-18s and little pipe or little pea shooters on, and if you look in the house, then what would you find if, or what you would probably want to join the big guys with their freaking M4s and crap. That's what I was thinking. So I'm thinking that'd be a great way to let the faction grow. So I decided to ask around. Me and Ghost Cutter went to every castle and tried to get into contact with the server owner. Anyway, I guess the server owner, which was a girl, was busy. And before I tell you the rest of the story, I'll tell you about Simp Queens. This girl was the biggest Simp Queen I have ever seen. If you look on her Discord, she has 7 co-owners. That means 7 of those people, of guys probably, share the monthly bill on an 82 slot server. Why, you might add? I don't know. Maybe a feet pick a day will make the freaking bill go away? That's what she sings in the shower? I'm not very sure, bro. I could not tell you. I think she's the biggest simp queen out there. She literally simped herself a server and a massive faction. And who would have guessed? Craven is one of those simps. Anyway, and all the admin team, everybody that's ever been in a higher place of power is a simp for the server owner. Or really good friends with her. I don't know. So, let me continue on with the story after saying that little detail. So, the server, I sent an application, like a freaking job application, bro. This was thorough. I sent it to the server owner herself, and it was a plea, more like a very, it was a very, it was a very good, it was a very, it was a request to try to have a faction on the server, and I was very professional about it. I was like, this will help my server or my faction grow, which I gave her my details of the faction. I told her it was a faction and it could grow her server even more than it was. At that point, it was before Dayz went on PS Plus for a couple days, or for a month or two. So her server was doing pretty bad. So I put in my request for a castle. I inquired about a castle a long time ago, and then another time, and both times there were no, because they didn't accept castles at that time. But then a few days later, you would see castles pop up, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, the server owner gave us castles." So that was kind of crappy of them, but whatever. So I requested a castle, and then she invited someone to our private conversation, and someone said you have to put it in a ticket. So that's what I did. She never actually talked to me. She let her simps talk to me. Probably the people that pay for freaking OnlyFans. Anyway, if you're hearing this, you deserve every little bit of this. This is a direct message to you, server owner lady. This might be all incorrect, and your server team might just not even care about the people who play. I have over 100 videos on the exclamation server, Secure Castle, and I still don't have a castle of my own. And that's kind of crappy, so that's my message to you. Anyway. Either way, I asked for a castle. The server owner put me in a separate voice channel, right, in Discord, and they said, "Hey, we're not accepting anybody today. We're not accepting any new castles." And that was the freaking thing I had heard a long time ago. Every freaking time they would say that to me. After that massive, I even searched for a server where you could dress yourself in different military clothing, and I made my own freaking a uniform, and I gave them examples and everything. I even screenshotted a picture of an AUR and said this could be our faction weapon. And then all that work. And then they said, we give factions to people we trust. And I was like, and then all the admins on there just jumped on me like wild dogs. And they were like, if you don't like it, you can just leave. And all this other crap. And I was like, okay, bye. And then I kind of hate exclamation now. Their server sucks balls for actually talking to people, trying to do things. Although if you just want to go on a server and find some loot and kill people, perfect server. But if you try and actually set your flag on that server, the admins on that server, the admins are so freaking obnoxious. And they don't trust. Bro, it's ridiculous. I'm still mad about it. It's like all that crap, and yeah, I just don't even know what to say, bro. The Survivors Legion, a faction I've been working on for a very long time, could have been so big at this point in time. Could have been so massive right now. But they rejected my castle idea and faction idea. And it was this bunch of bullcrap. They wouldn't even let me pay for a castle, bro. They wouldn't even let me pay for it. Real world money if I got a castle. They wouldn't do it. They hated me or something. So I don't even know, bro. I don't know. Still don't know to this day why they didn't do it. Why they didn't like me, I guess. I don't know. We still don't have a freaking main server HQ or whatever. That would have been so helpful to the Legion if they would have done that, but they didn't. So it's just whatever. That's what they did. Don't like it, but not much I can do about it. The thing about it is the crap about it's I don't know. I don't like it. It's really not up to me. It's not up to server owners and the admins and crap. I don't even know if they showed me, or if they showed my application to the server owner herself. I don't know. It's like one of those things that you just get. I don't even know, bro. I don't make enemies. I don't know. They added a faction on there before I asked, or no, after I asked. They asked, or they added a faction on there called the Sick Cunts, and they had no command structure whatsoever. They had one dude, and you know what he did? He went around giving weapons to everybody, just because. And he couldn't. And the people that actually turned on him because he gave them weapons couldn't defend his castle even if he wanted to. He was so bad at the game. You give people like that a castle, but you want an actual organized, potentially amazing faction on your server that only grows from there, and you deny them, or because you apparently don't trust them enough, and they don't give you any information on how to trust them. They don't even appear on the server, bro. They don't appear at all on the server. I don't even know how for them to trust me more. I, it's like, I play on your server all the time. If you look and see, you'd know. Sometimes sometimes wounds cut deeper than you think. But I was over that, apparently not. But anyway, I plan on making me my own server. Just for like training. Crap like that. It's gonna be the Survivors Legion training server, and we can put passcodes in the Discord or the group chat. We're not a Discord only type thing. We also do group chats. Mainly because our Discord's pretty not very organized. Yeah, I just don't even know, bro. It's just sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But the Survivors Legion is alive and well. It's not like it died that day. It's good. It's not well. It's kind of like has a cold. Think about it. It's yeah. It's not dead, but I would say it's slowly dying. We don't have really a recruitment thing going on. I don't even remember. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But if there was a recruitment thing, I think it'd be pretty cool, but it's all about who you are and what you, I don't know. I don't even know how I survived that, but I did. You know why? Because I'm freaking epic. No one's epicer than me. That's why I said it. Epicer. No one's more epicer than me. Nah, but I've been talking so much, my freaking voice hurts. That's how you know you don't know when you shut up. It's gonna be a Space Engineers video soon. I'm trying to get my PC. If the people that looked at my post, appreciate that, but I'm trying to get my PC so that way I can do better things. Like recently, I watched this video. It's a Fallout New Vegas animation called Operation Sunburst. And there's another one by this other creator. They do animations. They're really good quality. One is better than the other, but they're still really good. But they have so many views, bro. They have so many subscribers and views, and they only have like 20 videos. And they're not even a whole series. They're like, they have like 2 projects, which is 40-minute videos. And then they have a bunch of little clips documenting along the way of how they got there. And they are so successful. It's ridiculous. And the same with the Space Engineers. Those cinematic content. I seen some random dude do it one time. And he has so many subscribers, bro. Not as many as this. the animations, and I forgot. Oh my gosh. I missed the jump. That sucks. Anyway, gotta keep on trucking. But anyway, they got so many subscribers. I would love to have that many. That'd be nice. Finally get some freaking money out my YouTube channel. But that's not the only reason I'm doing this. I'm doing it because this is like an archive of memories, and I get a good feeling every time someone watches my video. So it's all good in that regard. But yeah. But yeah, I'd like to do animations like them. If you want to see what I'm talking about, go to look up Operation Sunburst Fallout New Vegas animation. Then watch the whole video. It's worth it. Very worth it. Once I get my computer, I'm gonna try to do that. I'm also trying to make a game. I know that's so far. That's like you make Dayz content, bro, and you're trying to make a video game. I know how it sounds, but I'm gonna try. And there's gonna be like playthroughs. Not really playthroughs, but just playing games that you can't really play on PS5, like maybe like a little bit of Halo, which I doubt it. Fallout 4, no, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3 maybe. Maybe even Fallout 1 and 2, just maybe like stream, just a one video type thing on the 1 and 2 one. GTA, GTA 4. I like GTA 4. Nico Bellic is a really cool character. And all sorts of other games that I find interesting. Like I would have completed the freaking GTA San Andreas videos. But every cutscene has like some rap music in there. And I can't post that, bro. I would have to mute the voices as well as the music. So I can't do that. That would ruin the whole thing. And I would rather stop doing it than mute the voices. But yeah, I just don't even know. I'm like, you gotta talk more in your streams. And then my voice box falls out when I cough. And then you wish you didn't talk that much. But yeah, if you made it to this part of the stream, I sincerely thank you, bro. Like, that's really cool. It means you like to watch streams and crap. If you're watching this in the future, this is about Christmas time, 2025. Hide from the past. And it's always nice to publish videos on YouTube. I have them all backed up on an external hard drive. So that way, later, I like watching my videos. It's just like watching fun moments of your experience in like Daisy or other games. It's just cool to watch. Just hang out and watch someone else play Daisy or yourself, depending on if it's me or you. This is cool. I like it. Maybe if you play the games with me, you can see another perspective. I don't know. You know, I got a lot of videos on freaking YouTube, bro. 200 or something. That might not be a lot for like freaking PewDiePie. Man, that word is just weird. I wouldn't say I don't like PewDiePie. I don't like Markiplier. Man, that guy is annoying. That's one YouTuber I don't like. I like Stimpy though, not his thumbnails, but I like everything else about him. He's cool. I like Stimpy's a cool person. If you want to check out Stimpy's, he's cool. I was gonna play some of that other game, but I decided not to. I'm probably gonna end the stream, to be honest. I hope you like me talking for 2 hours and 13 minutes. But until next time. Oh, and before I forget, if you like to watch the videos and the live streams, I suggest you like and subscribe. If you do not like watching them, if you don't like them, or if you want to see something change, or if you want to comment a game that you'd like me to play in the future, please comment, because I read all my comments. I'm not begging you to, but yeah, if you want to, it's always an option. I'm just reminding you about that. But anyway, uh, yeah, without further ado, till next time.